Let me begin with what we're doing here. Belton County Film Society has started this project. It's the Film 36 project. These are the movies that we're going to watch. Escape from New York is tonight, and each one of these movies teaches us something about filmmaking. Escape from New York teaches us about cool costumes, cheap sets, and a badass main character, which every actor in Central Texas wants to play a strong costume, badass main character.
I do.
So that's tonight. So last month's film was Toxic Avenger, which is a cheap movie. One of y'all have the poster. It's a cheap, wonderful movie with cool practical effects and cheesy story and everything you want in a slasher, horror, monster movie. Not quite sure what it is. But it's a cult favorite, and it just goes to show what you can achieve even if you don't have a multi-million-dollar budget. So we're showing 36 films. We're going to learn something from each film. The last one that we show is going to be a film that we make. We have a Patreon, and we're doing these events to try to raise money to get this film made. In July, I believe, we're doing the Pitchorama, which Sam Raimi, he's the creator of Evil Dead. He went around his town. He talked to lawyers, doctors, dentists, all of that. He shot a scene just on a 2x4 in the woods chasing a girl, and it looked like a ghost was chasing her. And he went around with that in a script, and he got this movie funded. And that's what we're going to try to do with our Pitchoramas. We're going to hopefully pack this theater full of people richer than us, and we're going to have filmmakers pitch out their ideas. That's what we're doing. Now I'd like to invite to the stage Louis from Deep in the Heart Film Festival. It's held in Waco, and we're going to ask him some questions about being a filmmaker in the Centralplex. Awesome. So first question, how did you get your start in Central Texas as a film enthusiast?
Can you hear me okay? All right, I will use the microphone. Let's see. Well, I would like to, I'd say film and television was in my blood since I was a child. I grew up on Sesame Street like everyone else did our age. And I did high school theater, and I realized I was a much better writer and producer and director than I was an actor. I wasn't a great actor on stage. And so I did film production at the University of North Texas, which at the time was a really good television school. It's okay for film, but it was really good for television. That's what I really wanted to do, was get into advertising. And so I did that for a little while. I did advertising in New Orleans. I worked at the news station and did promotions there. And so I've always had an affinity for short films and short concept stuff. Long story short, my wife got a job at Baylor University, where she is a professor of business negotiations. And so she said, hey, guess what? We're moving to Waco. So we moved to Waco. I reconnected with a lot of my friends that I met at film school at North Texas, and especially my best friend Samuel. Samuel and I were a producer-director combination in film school, and so we started doing short films together again then. And being on the festival circuit, we had a couple of films going on the festival circuit. We spent about 4 years doing that, and after 4 years of touring the country with our films, we said, yeah, you know, we could do this in Waco. And so last year was our first film festival there, and this March will be the second edition of the Deep in the Heart Film Festival.
Yes.
Awesome. So you're kind of a testament of what we at Belton County Film Society feel, that film is not just in Austin. Yeah. What we're trying to do is show that, you know, there's filmmakers all across Texas. We're just in Central Texas. You're also in Central Texas.
Yeah.
But I guess the next question is, what do you think we can learn from Escape from New York?
I think from Escape from New York, it gives you a really good game plan on if you ever go to New York, how to leave. I mean, he lays it out for you pretty well. Escape from New York, let's see. one great thing about the film is you could see, once you watch it tonight, and if you're familiar with it, you can see how other films have been developed after Escape from New York. I mean, just watching it again today to refamiliarize myself with it, and I'm watching the scene where there's, I'm sorry, spoilers if you guys haven't seen it, it is an older movie. He's fighting the Juggernaut, the champion, in the ring, and I was like, man, I just saw this in Thor Ragnarok earlier this year, right? So there are new stories. There's just new ways of telling it and new ways of inventing things. So specifically in this movie, you could see that you could definitely add on to previous ideas. You could have a great original character like Snake. Other characters have been developed from him, having that cool, very under-subtle kind of character. He brought back the eye patch. I mean, that was Kurt Russell's idea, was to bring up the eye patch, which really hadn't been on film since the Westerns. So yeah, just if nothing else, what you can take from it is that whatever you've seen before, you could borrow, you can homage it, and make it your own. Yeah.
So how would one go about entering your film festival?
Thank you for that question. Actually, are there any filmmakers in the audience tonight? Okay, cool. I'll pass these out. So there's a promo code on the back of this. There's also some information about our film festival. Our deadline actually is on Monday. We cut that off on Monday. We already have a couple hundred films that have been submitted, and we're going to trim that down to about 85 that will show. So yeah, get this promo code, and if you guys are interested in a film festival, you don't have to go all the way to Austin to see one. You can come up to Waco. We're closer and we're nicer. And we're also in a historic theater, so this is great having this in this location. Yeah, so come see us in March.
I think that about wraps it up. I've asked everything I wanted to ask.
Do you guys have any questions? Not everyone at once. Slow down.
Are you still making movies?
I am, actually. I plan to shoot something in June, I think. It's a horror film, which is really funny because if you know me, I absolutely hate horror movies. I'm a drama comedy kind of guy. It's just we came up with a really funny concept for a horror short, and yeah, can't wait to roll with that. So your film 36, have you guys worked on any shorts before?
Not big shorts, but I mean, I filmed a couple. People in the group have filmed a couple.
Okay.
Yeah, we've entered a couple of the Doritos contests,
Yeah.
and we've
No,
entered.
don't do that. They're awful. I mean, I do know a friend of mine who made it as a finalist,
Yeah.
but it's really a crapshoot. You're really getting. Same thing with submitting to South by, Austin Film Festivals. I mean, these are great festivals. They really are. But they literally get thousands of entries.
Yep.
South by had over 8,000 entries last year. Sundance had over 12,000. You have to be outstanding
Yep.
to get into a film festival like that. And not only that, but having connections really helps. So, but definitely, if you are interested in making films, hone your craft, do shorts, get them out there, and see what other short films are out there. Go to festivals, see what's being made, what works and what doesn't work. Because being a festival director, in the last 2 years, I would say I've ventured to watch around 2,000 short films, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 hours. And I'm seeing lots of mistakes. And it's stuff I'm like, oh yeah, I will never do that again. Opening with an alarm clock, if you have your film starting with an alarm clock, don't do it. Because I guarantee you, if I go to my films right now, I've got 12 of them that all start with the alarm clock going off and someone hitting it. So you see what becomes cliche and what doesn't work. So definitely, if you're a filmmaker, go to festivals, go see what's being made.
Is there anything else you would like to add about your festival or films in general?
Support the Beltonian, you know? I'm speaking to the crowd who's already here, but support your local filmmakers and support your local film venues. Because without them, you know, we're going to Austin and we're going to Dallas, and that's just not that fun. Cool.
Awesome. So thank you.
All right, thank you for having me. All right.
I think that wraps this up. So I'll get off stage, and momentarily the film Escape from New York will start. Thank you all.
Thank you.